everyone, welcome back to Southern Gals True Crime. Today I have another missing persons cold case to share with you. Kathy Sue Wilcox has been missing from Otsego, Michigan since July 12th, 1972. She is a white female. She was just 15 years old when she went missing. She will be 68 years old as of 2025. At the time she went missing, she was 5'4" tall and 130 pounds, with brown hair and gray eyes. She has healed fractures in her legs, and she also broke her toes in the late 1960s or early 1970s. But these injuries may not show in an X-ray, and she also has a hooked fingernail on one of her index fingers. So Kathy was last seen leaving her home in Otsego, Michigan on July 12th, 1972. She got into a family argument. She left her house, which was on West Franklin Street. She was very angry. She left on foot. And as she was leaving, she said, quote, "I will never see you again." So Kathy never returned home. She's not been seen or heard from again. She left all her belongings and money behind. So her sister is still alive, and she obviously is still searching for her. And she said that Kathy had become rebellious prior to her disappearance. She was associating with what she called a rough crowd. Unfortunately, little information is available in Kathy's case, and it does remain unsolved. So in an interview from 2015, Kathy's sister Karen spoke to Fox 17 about some things that she still believes may hold clues to what happened to Kathy. Karen says, I always felt like people thought I should know what happened to her, like I was keeping a secret or somehow or something. So Karen was only 1 year older than Kathy. They shared secrets just as they shared a bedroom. The last secret that Kathy shared with Karen was one that Karen was unable to keep. Karen says, "I blame myself though, because if I hadn't told, she would still be alive, or she would still be here." So Kathy had just finished ninth grade the night that she left the house and never returned. Karen says that she had just gotten a job babysitting for a family. Karen could not remember the details, such as the family's name or their location, and she couldn't even recall how Kathy got back and forth from the home, but she did remember some disturbing stories that worried her. Karen says, quote, "It involved boys. It was significant enough. The things that she was telling me, I was scared for her. So I told on her to our stepmother." So Karen believes that Kathy was experimenting romantically with a couple of boys while at this other family's home that she was babysitting for. Their stepmother confronted Kathy when she returned home, and it turned into a heated argument. Karen says that Kathy went down the steps. She turned around and said, quote, "I will never talk to you again, ever." They didn't know it then, but that statement would hold true over 50 years later. Karen says, "I think there's some connection between the Christmas tree farming family and what happened to her. Maybe not the family themselves, but what was taking place out there, because Kathy started to change about that time, and it seemed like it happened so fast." Karen still remembers the pain when authorities closed Kathy's case before school started that same summer. Karen says, "My thoughts were we weren't rich enough, we aren't important enough, and my sister's life doesn't matter. It was a helpless feeling. I was thinking there wasn't anything that we could do." But Kathy's case would later be reopened. Her name was put on the NCMEC website with age progression pictures. A Facebook page was created for any tips that people might have about what happened to Kathy. Karen says, as long as there is not a body, that there is still hope. She says, somebody knows something, somebody knows something. So July 2022 marked 50 years that Kathy had been missing, and her family and friends obviously still hope that someone out there knows what happened to Kathy. Once again, Karen, her sister, said that she spent years blaming herself. Police initially had listed Kathy as a runaway after a situation happened at their home. Uh, Karen hopes that hearing this story can help end this cold case. Karen says, "It feels like I don't remember what her voice sounds like anymore. And sometimes that bothers me that I don't even remember what her voice sounds like." Karen goes on to say she was lighthearted, she was brave, she was courageous. She really didn't seem like she was afraid of anything. So, more than half a century later, her sister hopes someone can help solve this case. Karen says that there may be the great hope that there's one person who will be going to bed tonight thinking, quote, "I need to tell somebody when I know. I need to tell somebody what I know. I need this family to have all this information I need to help them." And many in Otsego feel the same way. A childhood classmate and friend of Kathy, Ronnie Marks, says, "You just got to keep hoping somebody's out there that knows something, and maybe a clue comes up. You just don't know when that's going to happen. I don't believe that you can give up." So once again, on July 12th, 1972, Kathy, who was just 15 at the time, had an argument with her stepmother over boys. Karen says she doesn't really remember what was going on, but remembers that she was the one who told her stepmother. Karen says, "I guess Kathy's face got slapped or something. You know, she came stomping out on the steps, and she said, 'I will never tell you anything again.'" Uh, she said that to me, and then that was it. You know, I never saw her after that. Karen says that it was a few years ago that she was able to come to peace. She says that while on a spiritual trip with a friend, she's come to accept that she may never see her sister again. She says, "I mean, I've accepted. Firmly I believe that she is gone from us." Though she and others who knew Kathy still hold out for answers, she says it would be nice to have a closure story, however it comes out. In a recent interview from July of 2025, Ronnie Marks says that everyone wanted to know his friend Kathy Wilcox. Meeting her in second grade and living just one block away in Otsego, they grew up walking to school together. He remembers her as a tetherball champion and holding her on when playing football with his team. She said she was a tough girl, she was a cute girl, but she could knock you out. That all came to an end on July 12th, 1972. After an argument with her stepmother, the 15-year-old left and never walked back through her door again. Mark says that he expected her to return for the start of school, but more than 50 years later, Kathy's case is the longest missing persons case in Otsego. Mark says that he didn't know she was missing for a couple of days until police came by and questioned him. Mark says in those days, the search for missing children did not begin immediately. He says it was common for the police back then. You get in an argument with your parents and you take off and you're a runaway. Since then, there have been no major leads in the case, but Mark has never forgotten Kathy. Every year, you can see a banner outside his house urging passerby to contact the police. The banner says, "Find Kathy Sue Wilcox, missing from Otsego, Michigan, since July 12th, 1972. Please call Otsego Police at 269-692-6111 with any information concerning Kathy's disappearance." He has also assisted in fundraising for Kathy's case through Missing in Michigan, and he has helped her family put up posters in the past years. Mark says the two of them would have graduated together. In the Otsego class of 1975, which will soon have its 50th class reunion, unfortunately, once again, without Kathy. He points to those missed memories and what keeps him going. He says, you open up a newspaper and see it on the internet, found this person after 40 years, that can happen with Kathy. While he regrets efforts to find her have slowed down in the last few years, he says he does what he can, including putting out a special Christmas tree for her birthday each December 25th. So, with the prevalence of DNA technology, he says that there is no reason to lose hope even after half a century. Absolutely. He says that's why you do not give up. There's got to be closure sometime. So the case is still open with the Otsego Police Department. So anybody is urged, if you have any information regarding Kathy's case, to call 269-692-6111 with anything you may know. No bit of information is too small in these, especially these cold cases. So, guys, we can help do our part to bring more awareness to Kathy's story by giving the video a like. Please leave a comment below. But the most important thing you can do is share this video anywhere and everywhere you can so that Kathy's name, her face, her story stays out there and she is never forgotten. If you would like to learn more about missing persons and cold cases, please consider subscribing. As always, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.